Oh, fucking hell. You don't listen to me at all. I told you that farming for certain weapons is pointless at the moment. The Trials hand cannon is probably one of them. Dungeon weapons are another. Anything with 6 or more perks in a column, like for example bygones, there are perks that don't work in the fucking thing, right? How it works is like this. Let's take yesterday's question as an example, right? And it has 6 or more perks, so that means it's affected, right? Perks that you'll see that are easy to get are things like Dragonfly Vault Shot, Lone Wolf, things. So if they're in the same level of column, they're easy to get, right? Now, if you're trying to get one that's up to like 2, 3, or 4 away from the current perk, and this is a rolling perk, so it goes all the way around and then loops around again, right? So say I was trying to get, I don't know, Rapid Hit Headseeker. This perk column, damn near impossible to get. Now, this changes a little bit on weapons with 2 or more perks in a column. It's a little bit different, right? But it means that there's certain perks that are harder to get, and it's almost, you can see this reflected, right? If I was to select a bunch of weapon perks in this gun, right? It's almost visible in the distribution of them. You will see this as I go down and up, right? Look at the popularity overall number, right? Now this is skewed a bit because people only keep good rolls, right? But you'll see as you get further away, usually from the perk in the perk column, the popularity overall drops down. Because it peaks normally at about 2 or 3 away. So you can see here. Now Scaro has a video on it, I think. So which explains it better than I do. I'm not gonna play this whole video, right?
CD keys.
All right, so I know
we're just gonna skip through it to the visual representations of it, right? He has some visual representations of it that show it like really badly.
And I went ahead and I wanted
okay,
to
this is
go ahead
this is the distribution of the perks logged as players were getting them, right? And you can see there are dead zones in the perk combinations, because these are the perks that when you line them up side by side are 3 away from the other perks. So like for example, trying to get Chill Clip Attrition Orbs, right, on versus Chill Inhibitor, right? Now the easiest way to show this is to go to what is this thing called? Versus Chill Inhibitor. If I go here, right, and now we can see the perks side by side in the columns, okay? And you can see that Attrition Orbs and versus Chill Inhibitor are 2 away from each other in the list. Right? Dead Zone, right? Another one. You want Bait and Switch and this new Arsenal perk? Dead Zone, right? Oh, this is Chill Clip here. You can see this is the dead zone right here. And then you can see this is the dead zone here. It happens to be 3 away. This one's dead here. And I guarantee if I was to check, right, this one's a dead zone too, which is Demolitionist and Surrounded, right? Right? So we look on here, right, and we're going to go to Demolitionist and Surrounded. Oh, look, it's a dead zone. Right? So certain weapon perks, when they're like 2 or 3 away, especially when a weapon column has like 6 perks in it, right? Dead zones. And this just so happens to be one of the perk rolls you want on this gun, right? So if I was to say spike grenades, aggressive launch, where is it? Doesn't matter really. This, right? Overall popularity, despite the fact it being a really wanted roll, it's a really low percentage of it, people actually having it, right? And you can see here, Envious Arsenal plus Explosive like 6%, but Envious Arsenal plus Bait and Switch doesn't even register here. You got Cascade Point Bait and Switch. It's very fun. So one of the most wanted rolls doesn't even register here on the percentages of people having it because it's so hard to fucking get. Because they've artificially broke the perks. Isn't that fun? And this has been applying to a lot of weapons. Is this going to be fixed on Tuesday? I don't know if they'll fix this in time or not. They said they're trying to work on a fix, right? But you can see it here, look, the dead zone's in the weapon. He's highlighted it for you in case you're completely blind. Right, and Chill Inhibitor's not the only weapon that shows this. Even the seasonal weapons show it too, with even more perks in their columns. He's put the rankings of the popularity in here, as well as the things, right? And you can just see these dead zones sitting on either side, and the ones where they're on the same perk tree are really common, right? And you can even see it in older weapons, going back as far as like the underwater dungeon. It's been going on a while. A bunch of you fucking pricks. Anyway, I got some bounties to do. Let's go fucking do the bounties. But I was talking about this the other day. I was like, Bungie have fucked up weapon rolls. Don't farm for weapons right now. I'm not stupid. I noticed. I said yesterday when I was playing Gambit, I said they're getting the correct perk rolls on Bygones, right? It's not going to be very good right now because they fucked up the distribution on perks. I even said it. You do not listen, and then you find a fucking tweet that says exactly what I said. Oh, look, this says this. Oh, really? I didn't say that yesterday. Motherfucker. So yeah, farming for certain things. This works on most weapons. Now it breaks a little the distribution system, as in it gets better in your odds when weapons have multiple perks. So Bygones on a reset, for example, with 2 perks or 3 perks in each column will make that a hell of a lot easier. And I think that's how they broke it, by the way, when they started adding multiple perks to a column. Because it broke all the weapons that didn't have multiple perks when they tried to do the distribution system. That's Hunter I need to go to, isn't it? So yeah. But doing a few resets will fix it probably in some guns. Other guns not so much. Also, Trials engrams are completely broken at the moment, which defeats the object of trying to do trial stuff. Because you can't farm for trials engrams or anything to even use your fucking cipher coins, which pisses me off no end. Alright, these should still be here, right? Just about. Yeah, they are. I've got 4 hours, it's fine. Let's see. What have I got to do? I got to go to Nimona. I hate Nimona. I just think I didn't say it the way you understood what I was saying. I said the binomial distribution of weapon perks is broken at the moment. Don't farm for things until they fix it, is what I said. In other words, the random rolls work fine 1 to 6, but when they add them both together, certain rolls are harder to get than others. I did say that yesterday. How do I know? Well, I've done enough crap to know when Bungie's fucking juicing perks. Or not. So, read. Pulse rifles. Yeah, whatever. Zephyr Concourse, I guess. Yeah, they've been manipulating rolls for a while now, and they're pretending it's a bug at the moment, and I'm not so sure. They just got caught manipulating rolls, and now they're like, "Oh, it's a bug. It's not meant to go on." And because they lied about it and said, "Oh, we don't manipulate rolls or whatever. Each roll has an equal chance." And people are just like, "We have the numbers. We can see that some rolls don't drop as often as others." And Bungie are like, "Oh, we'll look into it. It might be a bug." It's like, this is not a bug. This is you fucking us around. And you've been caught red-handed, and you don't want to fucking get put on blast. Again. Guess what, fuckers? So they got caught being shitlords again to the players. Who's surprised? I'm not. Typical Bungie thing to do. I'm really not surprised, by the way. It is a very shitty Bungie type of move. Screw with weapon rolls and then pretend they don't. By the way, double weapon perks on this gun go really hard. The Rampage kill clip, oh my god. Remember, this is Neomuna where the enemies are stupidly tanky for no reason. I don't care about completing this, by the way. I just care about doing the kills. That's what I'm doing. Ah, crap. I'm on the wrong super. Really. Oh well. Oh shit! Oh, I thought I fell off. Well, I'm just jumping around killing things, so sometimes I get too close to the edges of things when I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Grenade launchers. I need more rocket grenade launcher ammo. Solar pulse rifles. Where's your solar pulse rifle? Here's one. Do. I've got to leave some slots for the weeklies, so I don't need to fill the characters fully up, which is why I said I don't need to do nearly many, anywhere near as many bounties today as I did yesterday. It's not even close. Really need some GL ammo now. Another weapon I can use, Still walking towards me even though I'm invis. Fusion rifle, bows. Ugh, bows, really? Stop walking towards me! Exploders. Thing is now, right, there's probably an ammo box over here and I don't need the bow anymore. Yep. I can just DL my way to victory. We have an AoE grenade launcher on, so this thing's gonna go hard. Leave me alone! Yeah, that's a good boy. Despawn. This is gonna fucking shit on most things. We're down here. Alright, let's go to Europa. Like I said, I need to leave like I think like 7 spaces. I'll have to do the exact count for Tuesday to put in the weeklies. It doesn't matter if I'm a bit out on the count, I can always do another fucking other bounties while I'm doing it anyway, it's not that big of a deal. I did those Neomuna bounties relatively quickly, so... So I'm not that worried, you said till 2 today, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. You won't get your 2 hours of Gambit today, but we'll have these bounties done probably. Gambit can die in a fire, but anyway, fallen, yeah, sure. See, this one's one we're going to pick up. We can't get it today because it's already been done. How many of them are there? There's 2 on what's name, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. I don't know. I'll go through them. Let me just get something. Oh, I'll get some later. Pulse rifle in Lost Sector. Patrols in Asterian Abyss. You annoying bastard game. Alright, what have I got to do in Asterian Abyss? There's gonna be like more than one thing. Kill things in Asterian Abyss. Vex with finishes. Okay. Use a shit SMG for now. Off we go. All right. Annoyed. I need patrols too. Is there any decent patrols flying around while I'm waiting? Probably should do the kill one. We're gonna do 50 kills anyway. What are you gonna do with it? You can see why I'm just not enthusiastic about the PS5 Pro. And it's literally because it's still no match for my PC, not even half. Right? It's actually not even close. Because remember, the big selling point of the PS5 Pro is like the, you know, the AI upscaling. Well, guess what? My Nvidia graphics card does that better. And has done through a very long time. It's called DLSS. In fact, Sony are copying DLSS. That is where they're getting the idea from. So you can't even say the AI upscaling will be better. Well, I can make games look pretty anyway. I mean, you saw the difference in Silent Hill on PC to console, and that's not going to be fixed by the PS5 Pro. Like, it wasn't even close. The hardware ray tracing on PC makes it look so much better. Remember the reflections too, where there were fucking telephone cables in the reflections on PC, and they're just completely missing on the what's it called, or just reflections in general look like blobs on the console. So I'm not that fussed about the PlayStation because a lot of the cross-format games run better on the PC. Like, a good example is your... PS5 Pro doesn't have the Silent Hill hardware reflections. It still doesn't. It's using hardware Lumen on a PC. It's too costly to even use on the PS5 Pro at the resolution they want to use. And then in performance mode, it won't make the frame rate cut, even with the enhanced power. Remember how taxing it is on a 4080, which is like almost still 3 times as powerful. Yeah, but the ray tracing isn't on, so what was the point? You saw the shadow difference on PC too. Remember the hair was shadowed on PC. His jacket was shadowed properly. Like there was proper shading. You know when I showed it compared like side by side. Just little details, and then inside the rooms as well, the lighting was completely different, and you could actually see because it was bouncing light around correctly. If you remember, it was too dark on PlayStation because it wasn't doing the correct, you know, light bounce simulations. Because the reason why is if you put the PC settings on really, really low, it does the exact same as the PlayStation. It looks terrible where you can't see inside stuff and it's really, really dark and you have to like blow the contrast out to be able to see, right? The thing is, right? The Pro doesn't make sense for the price of it. It's not a good deal for the performance you're getting. It should be like 400 fucking pounds. You know, 450 to 500. For 700, it's not a good deal. They are literally taking advantage of the fact that people are just going to pay it. I would not be surprised to see the sales of it not be that great. Well, they needed to do it, but they didn't need to do it at fucking 700. That's okay. The problem, okay, Mark. There's no such thing as a bad product, but there is such a thing as a bad price, right? The PS5 Pro is fine in a vacuum if they actually charged what they should have for it. They didn't, right? They're completely ripping people off. It's like Nvidia when they charge like $2,500 for a graphics card. And it's like, yeah, this is not okay, right? And I'm talking about the 4090, right? 4090 as a product, amazing, right? Completely overpowered to fuck, right? At £2,500, no, thank you. Right? It could be the most powerful thing on the planet, but you're not fucking selling it for that easily. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. The PS5 Pro is not well priced. Right? Maybe if they drop the price, I'll pick one up eventually. I'm not buying it at 700. They can fuck off. And this is somebody who has a graphics card that costs like $1,000, right? Value proposition just isn't there. It doesn't make the PlayStation games run that much better to justify double the cost of the original PlayStation nearly at launch. No, they don't have to make money off it. They have to... What's happened is Concord lost about fucking billions of fucking dollars, and because they let the freaks in charge of actually making a video game, and it flopped. Yes, video games with pronouns. Who would have thought that flopped? Anyway, and they're trying to fucking compensate for the fact they lost a bunch of money, and they're just sticking it to consumers, right? You see, because generally they don't have to make money off consoles. That's not how the console model works, Mark. What they're supposed to do is make a loss on the console to make it attractive to buy. Otherwise, you might as well just go buy a PC. It runs better. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If once your console starts getting into PC territory, right? The PC will kick its backside up and down the fucking block for better value, right? And that's where the PS5 Pro is treading. It's treading dangerously close into the mid-range PC market, right? By the time you're all said and done with all the stuff for the PS5 Pro, assuming you get like the subscription to PS5 Plus and you're paying it anyway and stuff like that, you're already heading into the 1,000 fucking pound mark plus. You start heading into the 1,000, 1,200 pound mark in the PC section. You can just get a PC that just dominates the PlayStation. Even in like $1,500, right? And you know what? The PC will last longer. I mean, look at your laptop. Yeah, but the new Xbox has a 2 terabyte drive in it. If you just look at the old one, it's not. And I don't know if you've realized this yet, but the Xbox is actually quite a bit more powerful than the PlayStation. It's just being sandbagged by the PlayStation's actual performance because people haven't been optimizing for the Xbox, right? Because when games are let loose on the Xbox fully, the PlayStation gets left in the dirt. Space Marines showed that, by the way, really hard on the Xbox. Space Marines runs like twice as well on the Xbox fucking Series X than it does on the PlayStation 5 Pro because they actually optimized for the Xbox. And it's actually quite a bit more powerful, right? Remember, the Xbox has like a 50 CU fucking GPU, which is pretty close to where the PS5 Pro is going. So, now that they're gonna up the performance numbers on where they're optimizing, the Xbox is not gonna get left behind, and it's gonna look really strange in the charts where the Xbox is running somewhere near where the PS5 Pro is when it was basically just about matching the PS5. It's gonna be really weird when you see that, and the reason being is because they weren't optimizing for the Xbox's hardware. And now they're gonna be optimizing for a higher CU count and a wider bus, which means the Xbox will benefit. You're gonna see things going a bit faster, and the PlayStation's advantage won't be as apparent again. And I'm not just saying that, it's just knowing the hardware. They just haven't been taking advantage of the really wide GPU on the Xbox.
Once more, darkness comes to tempt with unknown gifts.
And if you don't know what I mean by really wide GPU, it has a lot of CUs, right, which are like the shader units, right? The PlayStation 5 has like 36, the Xbox has like 54, right? And they were never really taking advantage of how wide the bus was on the Xbox. They were just... So it usually they would just about make it perform as well as the PlayStation. There was very rare places where you would find the Xbox and the PlayStation would perform on parity, and then in a very few minor cases the Xbox would be a tiny bit faster. And when they optimized for the Xbox, it would be a lot faster. If you know what I'm saying. Let's see, patrols, pulse rifles. We've got to kill targets here. We've got to kill Fallen too at some point. I need more patrols. Do a drive too. Anyway, another thing I've pointed out with the PC is, like, you know the way you get 120 FPS mode on Destiny, for example, right? In Crucible, right? And the PlayStation basically drops to 1080p. You know your laptop can do 1080p 120 in PvE, right? Just to point this out really, really hard, you know your laptop can lock to 120 in PvE at 1080p. Just to show how not powerful the PlayStation is versus your laptop hardware, let alone anything else. Right? Your laptop can do it. I promise you. I can show you with mine. Yes. Well, that's not the point, is it?
One of Europa's natural phenomena
The laptop can do a hell of a lot more than the PlayStation can, because it's designed to. But that's but the other thing is that's just an Nvidia 3060 laptop, one of their lowest performing GPUs. Right, that's the only thing lower than a 3060 in Nvidia stack is a laptop 3050. And a laptop 3050 is slower than a desktop. Sorry, a laptop 3060 is slower than a desktop 3060. Just to point this out too. Remember, Nvidia have something coming. It's called the 50 series, and it's here in January. No, they can't. They actually can't, by the way, Mark. Okay, so if you put variable refresh rate on, and you put the frame rate counter on your TV, right? And you go into an actual PvP game, right? It does not hold 120. In fact, it barely holds 90. And it's dropping as low as it can and taking all the settings off. Right? So it absolutely cannot do 120 in PvE, because PvE is more taxing. I can prove this. Do you want me to prove this? Watch what happens when I go into PvP. Right? What's my frame rate here? Hey, what's my frame rate, Mark? About 250, 260-ish? Do you know what happens when I go into PvP? It goes to about 350, 360-ish. Right? I gain about 100 FPS or more. Right? PvP is a lot less taxing than PvE, especially some of the large areas like this, right? Do you know why that is? Because my CPU, right? My CPU is a hell of a lot better than the one that's in the PlayStation, and that goes for your PC too. Your PC has what has it got? Like an 8-core Intel 11th gen, isn't it? Isn't it 11700, 11800 CPU? I remember it being. Might be a 6-core. Even then, right? It absolutely kicks the PlayStation up and down the block with that CPU. Not even close, right? Like, it literally boots it up and down the fucking block, shits on it, and then takes a fucking nap, right? And that is the secret. Yeah, but it's not going to do that, right? And the reason being is, there are places in PvE, especially on the PlayStation, by the way. The Xbox fares a bit better, but especially on the PS5, there are places where the resolution has to drop in PvE to maintain 60. Right? You can see this in certain places, in like where the image goes softer. So it's barely holding 60. Right? And it's not doing, by the way, it's not even doing 4K. It's doing 1800p too, and dropping just below it, usually to 1440p. So it absolutely cannot do the 120 mode, right? Whereas your PC can easily do it. And by the way, this goes for the PS5 Pro too. Won't even be able to touch the PC in high frame rate mode, because they didn't change the CPU. Not the servers. It's the processor. The one thing they're not changing in the Pro, the one thing that's absolutely dog shit terrible in the PS5 Pro, the thing they're not changing, is the reason it can't do 120 in PvE. This is why I think the Pro is a bad value proposition, by the way, as well. Because they didn't change what they needed to change in it to justify. If they'd have put some Zen 4 or Zen 5 cores in there, right? Sure. Maybe it'd justify the 700 cost. No, they stuck some Zen 2 cores in there again. It's not okay. Remember, this is my computer currently is running Zen 4 cores, right? Pulse rifle, Fallen, trace rifle, Fallen with precision. I need a trace rifle. Zen 5 is out. There's a new Zen 5 CPU coming out soon as well for... Well, there's the Zen 5 CPU out, but there's a new X3D Zen 5 CPU coming out for PC soon. Which is the gaming one, which is basically going to make Intel look dumb. Why am I typing Zen? What am I looking for? Trace. What are you? Incandescent. You'll do. So it's never been about the GPU in the Xboxes anyway, or the PlayStations. The CPU's dog shit. Most of the time when they can't hit 120, it's because the CPU can't get there. It's got nothing to do with the servers. The reason you see such a high frame rate on... Look here. This is the easiest demonstration I can give you. Let me do this. This is my test manager, right? This denotes here how much of my video game is being used by what, right? COD doesn't do 120. COD has the ability to turn 120 Hz mode on and then fails to fucking maintain it half the time. Alright. This is my GPU. Right? And this percentage is how much of the 3D compute is being used. How much total percentage of my GPU at 1440p is being used, right? This is a very, very, very powerful GPU compared to the consoles, right? It's, as you know, this is a 4080 and it's not even close, right? Look at how much is being used with my Zen 4 cores, which are 2 generations newer than the PlayStation. I am hitting a hard CPU bottleneck. And right now, until the X3D part comes out for Zen 5, there is not a faster CPU on the market. Okay, so you can't see my frame rate, right? Because I've covered it. So let me move that a little bit, right? But I'm up in the 300s at 70% GPU usage. Okay? Which means this GPU could go 30% faster. 30% faster is bringing it closer to 400 FPS, right? If I was maxing out. So I'm hitting a hard CPU bind in Destiny, right? And you can see it right there. Okay? You can see my little... And even then, it's only using 27% of the total CPU cores. It's because Destiny doesn't use 12 cores, right? The Destiny only hits, and you can see it here when I start this up, so many cores at full speed and some of them at half, right? I've actually lassoed the process onto my primary cores anyway, my cache cores. But you get the idea. This is why the PlayStation 5 Pro is a rip-off, because they didn't upgrade the CPU. If I can bottleneck on a 4080 at 1440p, the PlayStation hasn't got a chance of doing like remotely good frame rates with a Zen 2. I have a CPU, I have a Zen 3 CPU somewhere I could use possibly to show you. The Steam Deck has a Zen 2, but I don't have a GPU that I can hook up to it that could demonstrate just how slow that fucking piece of, like, those cores are, right? Suffice to say, they're not fast. What am I up to? Patrol. Do I need to do pulse rifle kills? I think I do. I can't see my things at the moment because there's stupid things in the way. Anyway. Let me close it now. You've got the point I'm making about the... Like, I just think the PS5 is a rip-off, and that is why. And I'm pretty sure most people in the tech outlets are in agreement with me. The PS5 Pro is not okay for that price. Oh, you're gonna complain about this, are you? I might as well not use it here, Mark. I'll use it when I go to another character. I'm not gonna be on this character for long enough to justify wasting one now. Oh, fuck it, you got so many of them. Okay, fine, I'll put one on. I was gonna make more of them, probably. If you asked me, is it worth buying a PlayStation? Even for you, I'd have said no. And I did. I said it's not worth it. Not at 700. It's not worth it for anyone. Because Sony are trying to sell it like an iPhone. Instead of like a console like they should be. Console shouldn't be like 700. This console should be making a loss on the console because they make enough money off the locking you into the ecosystem. You know, because, you know, those PlayStation exclusives. If they're charging you as much as a fucking PC... Remember, there are laptops you can get for around 700 or 800 that will absolutely kick the PlayStation up and down. Oh no, you're barely gonna notice. You're sitting here like, oh, it's barely gonna make a difference. And the games you do run, right? So the only cases where it might make a difference, it isn't powerful enough to be... I want to shoot it in the head and it's like jerking back and forward. That was so dumb. And in the games where it does make a difference, right? Like for example, Call of Duty running at 120, it's not going to stabilize it at 120 because that was a CPU problem anyway. This is why I really don't see the value in it. I still need pulse rifle kills, don't I? Why is my patrol not... I swear my patrol completed. Why did it not count? Oh, it's got to be in Asterian Abyss, hasn't it? So when it completed out here, it didn't count. I'm so annoyed by that. Even though the patrol was from Asterian Abyss, so I've got to do a patrol and come back in here and kill some stuff. And then we're on to the next place. Yeah, Mark, I'm just... Look. I'm more a fan of technology than I am whether it's in, you know, a PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, right? And when it comes down to it, I just don't find the PlayStation 5 is using old technology and ripping people off. If, like I said, if they'd have put some Zen 4 or Zen 5 cores in there and at least attempted to alleviate the CPU bottleneck in the system instead of just throwing more GPU at it and saying, hey, look faster, I'd have had a lot less scathing things to say about it. And yeah, they probably could have justified the 700 cost. Because they really, really skinflinted money to put those Zen 2 cores back in there. Because, honestly, a Zen 2 CPU these days, I mean, the equivalent PC CPU is like a 3600, right? Not even a 3600X, a 3600. I'm pretty sure you can get one for like under $100 now. Right? And that's with it not being made anymore. If it was still being manufactured and made, it would be under $50. And this is how much they've skinflinted on the CPU. So they put like a $50 CPU in the PlayStation 5 Pro and said, yeah, this is okay. We're going to charge $700 for this. And then they've taken RDNA 3.5 cores. Pretty sure it's the same cores that are put in the ROG Ally, by the way. And just pasted a bunch of them on it and being like, yep. Well, 56 CUs, there we go. Jobs are good. Now the Ally only has 12, but the point I'm making is none of it is new tech. And none of it should be costing 700 fucking pounds, let alone $700. I don't know. It's a really greedy move by Sony. And I think it's to compensate for the fact that, yeah, they lost like billions on fucking, what's it called, Concord. And they're trying to balance out their balance sheet. And they're doing it at the expense of consumers because people are silly enough to buy this stuff. If people didn't buy it for 700, they wouldn't sell it at 700. I promise you that. This won't be 700 for long if people don't buy it. There's also a reason why Xbox haven't indulged in this, by the way. You're really silly for buying it. I'm telling you, you are. This is not a good upgrade. It's barely an upgrade at all. Twice the price. It's like, what? This is not a good value. They're counting on that. That's the thing. They've got this rip-off price, and they're just counting on the people that buy them to just buy them. That's why it's a rip-off. It'll be down to 500 within a year. Or less if people don't buy it. They will drop that price like a rock if people don't run out and just buy it instantly. I'm not justifying paying 700 for something that my laptop could probably match settings wise. How many more do I need? 5 more kills. Okay. And half the time, Mark, you want a fucking PC, but you've seen the problem with PC is it takes a lot more technical ability to maintain a high-end PC. It's like literally like a high-end tuned PC is like a fucking Ferrari or a Lamborghini, pretty much in equivalent of cars. You don't buy one if you don't know what you're doing. Well, now you're just telling me why I should never buy a PS5 Pro anyway if the PS6 is out. There's no point. That just sounds like even more justification not to buy one. Like, do you understand? Now you're just giving me even more reasons not to buy it. This just sounds like even more reason that it's a terrible deal. So what you're saying is this is a terrible idea all round. Fucking Mark. I'd rather take that 700. I'm going to be honest with you, Mark. I'd rather take that 700, sell my 4080, and buy a 5090.
You're gonna need to be prepared if you're gonna tackle rogue scooters.
And I promise you that it'll do a hell of a lot more than anything. This is in my case, right? That will do a hell of a lot more, graphics-wise, than anything you're saying. In my case, right? Because I already have the existing computer hardware. Yes, but no, I wouldn't be spending. Okay, so let's say the 5080 instead then, right? I could probably sell my 4080 for £700 or £800, right? I could then add another 700 from the cost you're saying, right? So now I have over like 1,400, maybe £1,500 to spend on a new GPU. And I've had this GPU for nearly 2 years already now. So selling it isn't that bad of a hit. Do you understand now why the PlayStation 5 Pro doesn't interest me that much? Because I can incrementally upgrade my hardware for about the same money and get... No, I could go 5080 and it would be faster than my 4080. And faster than a 4090. And that's not going to be 2,000. And honestly, I exaggerated the cost. The actual cost of a 5090 is probably going to be £1,600-ish, give or take. So I can get very close to the price of a 5090. We're talking at a GPU that's over 100 teraflops, probably. Again, there's no case to be made for the PlayStation 5 Pro in my case. Just because I have the existing computer hardware to do an upgrade. And the upgrade is significantly going to put the PlayStation 5 Pro in its place. It's the same. I'd be spending the same amount of money as you spent. I'd be spending like 700 and making the rest from selling my existing GPU. So not expensive. Remember, the GPU I have brand new is like £1,200. I've had it for like 2 years. Like 1,000. Actually, it's like 1,300 because it's an AIB model, right? It's not the Nvidia default one. It's a triple fan slot card, right? I sell that, I'll probably get about half its value back, if not more. So we're looking at £700 or £800 I'll get back for it, right? Even when the 50 series cards come out, right? Because it's a 4080 and it's fucking fast as hell still, right? If I was to combine that with another £700, I'm getting very close to the ballpark of the 5090 base price for the Founder Edition, which will be about £1,600 total. Does it make sense for me to spend £700 on a PS5 Pro, or just spend £700 on an upgrade on a processor that makes the PS5 and everything remotely in the same power band completely useless? Like, I'm talking not even close. Useless. Alright, answer me this. Is the PS5 Pro even going to touch my 4080? What do you think? Does the PS5 Pro even have a chance against my 4080? No. Right? It's a massacre, isn't it? Right? Right? It's not even a contest, okay? And I can use £700 to upgrade this PC even further. No, it's not about fitting in the console. I'm talking about, like, is it even a contest for it to even, like, compete? Right? It's not. Okay? I mean, how many teraflops are they counting the PlayStation at? What is it, like 20, 30? Pretty sure it's like 26. If they actually do it properly, not the fake numbers they're trying to spit out, because you have to halve them because it's AMD. Because, you know, the ROG Ally, which has RDNA 3 cores, says 8 teraflops. It's 4 in reality, right? So So anything they spit out on the consoles, usually when it's RDNA 3, they use the dual 32-point floating value, which games don't even use anyway, right? So whichever value they spat out for the RDNA 3, right? Or if it's only double, then it's not even an upgrade in the first place. Because they're spitting out the dual rate 32-bit fucking value then, like they always do on the AMD fucking stuff. Right. Do you know what the teraflops of my GPU are? Do you know what the teraflops that non-half teraflops, because it doesn't need to be halved because it's NVIDIA card, right? Do you know what the number is for the 4080 that's in my system right now? Let alone anything that goes up. What's the number, Mark? Do you remember? It's the calculated compute, right? But what? Okay, so the number for my computer specifically, right, is just over 50 teraflops for a 4080. For a 4090, it's more like 80. And for a 5090, it's going to be over 100. Probably more. I'm really not interested in the PlayStation. The teraflops aren't an indication of how fast something is, but it is an indication of how much compute it can do. Like raw horsepower. You know, like an engine in like it's literally the horsepower of the card, right? So when something has a bigger number, generally it will go quicker, right? In compute values. Now, there is a lot more to that than just the big number, right? Because, like I said, the CPU factors in this too. And your CPU can hold back your, your teraflops on your card. For example, my card's running at about 70% efficiency, remember? So I'm only using about 70% of those 50 teraflops in Destiny, right? And in the PlayStation 5's case, it's even worse. Because it's going to be heavily limited by those Zen 2 cores in the GPU. Sorry, in the CPU. I don't know. I think they would have been better just making a much smaller PS5. Like an actually small one, not the bullshit they pull. I think I would have been more inclined to buy a new PS5 if they'd have just not tried to rip us off for a Pro, but actually shrunk the damn thing to a reasonable level. And no, the PS5 Slim they released is not a reasonable shrink. That was a joke. I'm talking about actually half the size of this goddamn thing. Because they can, right? And this goes for the Xbox too. If they just shrunk the Xbox as well, I'd be down. Because these things are too big to sit on your desk, right? Yeah, it's even fucking bigger too, so this just doesn't make sense, right? And yes, I know my PC is fucking humongous, but it sits below the desk, so I don't care, right? And it's pretty. Like, I am well aware just how big my PC is. And if you're not, well, your PlayStation can fit inside my PC case with no problem, right? Just to give some context. Like, I mean, I could take the side panel off, take my GPU out. Yeah, that's not happening. Right. Okay, so I can take the glass side panel off my case, right? Take out the GPU, which is taking up all the bottom space of the case because it's absolutely humongous, right? Take the entire PS5 console, put it inside the PC case and close the fucking thing, and there'd still be room inside there for stuff. That's how big my PC tower case is, by the way. So the entire PS5 will go inside it, right? That's not an exaggeration. I could probably get the PS5 and the Xbox in there at the same time, by the way. So when I say that things are big, it's relative, right? Because, like I said, my PC case sits on the floor, right? It sits there barfing rainbow unicorn lights. Usually. So, I mean, I don't... But the thing is, the PS5 and the Xbox sit on the desk and they take up too much space as it is, right? Like, quite a bit too much space. Like the Xbox isn't even got... Like, the Xbox is sitting partially behind my television. Mostly because the television I got bigger because I couldn't get a 48. So, whoops. Remember the G2 I got is a 55 because they don't do a 48. Or a 42. So these TVs don't come smaller, remember. It's the C series televisions that come smaller, remember, down to 42. So when I got one of the G series ones, it actually got bigger and became even more of a problem on this desk. The poor Xbox is partially behind there, and the PlayStation, because it's so fat, can't be behind there. Well, you know what I mean. The Xbox is at least able to fix its a cube shape and just kind of sits there. The PlayStation is like elongated and looks like a fucking air purifier. So
I hope it is helpful.
full undefeated. Oh, kills. Okay, that works. Yeah, don't tell me it's not an air purifier. It fucking is. Looks like one. The only reason you can't see it that much is because it's black. Because when it's got the white fucking things on it, it stands out like a sore thumb. Because everything on my desk is black. Including the television. Even though it's grey. On the edges, you can't see that anyway because the screen's black. That being said, everything on my fucking desk spews out rainbow colours anyway. The fucking keyboard does. I don't know. Like I said, I think a lot more people would have been a lot more receptive to the PlayStation if they shrunk it down to an actual small console and sold it for a reasonable price. I don't think we needed the Pro upgrade because there's not enough upgrade there for there to be an upgrade, if you know what I'm saying. I think they pulled the same stupid trick they pulled with the PS4 Pro, where there wasn't enough upgrade to be an upgrade. But at least the PS4 Pro was reasonably priced. So it was not a rip-off. The 5 Pro is. The only upgrade in the Pro consoles or the Series consoles I've seen that's not been a rip-off in recent times is the Xbox One X was not a rip-off because it was so much more powerful than the Xbox. That it was actually an upgrade. Because they went from a fucking, what, like, barely a 1 teraflop machine to a 6 teraflop machine. That thing was like 6 times more powerful than the original console, right? And they sold it at a reasonable price. So the One X and the original Xbox was a worthwhile upgrade. The original PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro was not a worthwhile upgrade. What's a static IP address? A defined IP address that you define yourself. Why? What do you need it for? I need context if you want me to tell you what you want, why you're going to do it. Why? Give me some context of why you're asking me that, and I'll tell you what the context is. Generally in the UK, for example, if you are with certain ISPs, mostly all of them, they give you a dynamic IP address, which means it changes every time you power off the router. But I'm gonna need more context, like I said, than what you're asking me. Because you can use static IP addresses in your LAN, your network. Usually you do it in order to provide a fixed address to something so you can forward it. No. In fact, it just makes you susceptible to DDoS attacks. If someone got a hold of... Okay, so if you have a fixed IP address and someone gets a hold of your IP address, since it never changes, they can DOS the shit out of you. Or attack your network connection directly. Why? Usually businesses use it because it can... Okay, so normally you get businesses use static IP addresses because it provides a fixed point of ingress. So when they're like converting it to a web page address, it always points to the same place. They don't need a DNS server or something. There's no... If you have a fancy router that addresses your internal devices anyway, there's no point in getting a static IP address. No, it's not worth it. Like I said, in the case of playing video games and stuff like that, I'd rather have a dynamic IP address, because at least when I turn the router off, if I'm getting DDoSed, and turn it back on again in like 10 minutes, I have a new IP address and they can't find it. Unless they see me again in game or something. So I would rather have my dynamic IP address. And if you have a fancy router, it does the job of assigning all your devices to your internal IP address either. By the way, fixed IP address is only good if you get a block of them too. So you need a block of like 10 fixed IP addresses to define to all your devices anyway, so you can turn off the NAT. That would benefit gaming to a very small degree, but chances are it will just get you fucking DOSed anyway. And that would only work for 10 devices anyway, if you got to assign 10 IP addresses. Just trust me, don't do it. It's not worth it. I bet they charge an arm and a leg for that too. Defeat commands with your super. I need a super. I'll have to go get one from over here. The thing is, right, as well, when you get to the speeds of internet like we have, Mark, where we're over a gigabit, right, as well, getting 2 gigabits doesn't improve your internet connection, it just improves your internet speed, right? Getting 3 gigabits doesn't improve the quality of the connection, right? So a 1 gigabit internet connection is going to perform as well as a 3 gigabit internet connection when it comes to performance in game, you know, like me running around here now, right? Because I'm not hitting it. Like, if you look at my network traffic, even streaming, like, you know, the 2 sets of video feeds that I am doing right now, it's not even touching my upper limit, right? So there's no ping implications of me having, like, any remote, like, problems with anything, right? The only time it would become an issue is if I was getting close to uploading, close to my max upload, which I'm not, right? Not even close. And yes, downloads would be quicker, but in gaming, downloads only benefit you when you're downloading the game. You know what I'm saying? In game, speed doesn't matter. So, getting game quicker, that's cool, right? But there's a point where getting game quicker doesn't matter as much. Like, when you go from... There's a point of diminishing returns, remember, when it comes to how fast your internet is, right? And this is coming from someone... Like, I upgraded mine from 500 to a gigabit, remember? Right? And that's double the speed. But there's a point of diminishing returns where, like, once you go from, like, 1 gigabit to 2 gigabits, it's not that big of an upgrade anymore. Like... if you go from like 30 megabits to a gigabit, that's a gigantic upgrade, right? But you go from 1 gigabit to 2 gigabits, even though the number's like twice as high, it's not that big an upgrade. 58, so what is that? 63, 4, 5, 6. That's probably enough spaces, right? I'm gonna leave it at like 58 to 63 mark, right? And I'll fill in the weeklies and then any dailies on Tuesday if I don't get enough weeklies to fill it. But I think I might be slightly overdoing it there. Let me change the other character now. That's probably enough though. Enough spaces, right? To go get the weeklies. You're gonna get all the bounties. Don't worry, I'll do it, right? I don't need to go overboard, if you know what I mean. I don't. Because I can just do some while I'm doing some of the other stuff on Tuesday anyway. Like 1 or 2 bounties isn't gonna fucking break me. We'll just have the spaces there, and also you get a bit of extra space anyway in case you want to do stuff. Because remember, there's Halloween stuff coming out too, isn't there? I don't want one of the quests to break. So having those spaces anyway before I get on Tuesday's fine, right? I'm nearly done here anyway, Mark. The 2 PM thing was optimistic at best, thinking this was going to take me till 2. I did most of this yesterday. Like, I got through so many bounties. I really did, Mr. You're Not Fast.
Come now. Speak your mind.
I'm not doing the grenade one though, I can't be asked. I need an arc weapon here. I need an arc weapon. Okay, I need an arc primary because you don't have ammo. No, I'm not. It depends on the bounties, to be honest, Mark. The bounties of which bounties are available to me at the time determine how quickly I can do them. I was gonna say, where's my weapon? There it is. I've also not been going hyper fast right now because I've been talking a lot. When I'm left alone to concentrate and I'm not talking or concentrating on anything else, I can blast 2 bounties really quickly. Whereas, like, yeah, I still think you're being ripped off though on the PlayStation side of things. I mean, if you're fine with it and you want to buy it, go for it, right? I don't think it's a good deal. And I'm right. It's not. But there are a lot of things, don't think I'm saying the PlayStation 5 is bad. It's not. It's just a bad price. Because honestly, they sold it for 500. I probably would have bought one. And I think this goes for a lot of people. I think a lot of people are kind of like, no, 700 is a step too far. We'll see how well it sells anyway. I think it's going to get scalped quite a bit because people think it's going to, like, which is going to inflate its sales, but I think that's going to collapse pretty quickly because people already don't want to pay 700 for it. So I highly doubt they're going to pay like 1,000 for it from scalpers. They'd be fucking crazy to even attempt that, I'm not going to lie. What I am interested in, which is launching fairly soon for quite a high value, is on the 7th of November, AMD are launching the X3D chip. Yeah, the scalpers will go after that because it's limited edition. So AMD are launching the 9800 X3D Zen 5 chip, which is their new gaming flagship CPU. That is coming on the 7th of November, and I'm very interested to see the Because remember, I'm CPU limited pretty hard, right? So a faster CPU would send my frame rates even higher. I don't actually need a better GPU at the moment. I need a CPU. I want to see how much better it is than my current CPU, right? Because if it's only a couple of percent better, it's not worth it. If it's like 20 or 30% faster though, it might be worth it. I've got to wait for the reviews pretty much for it to see how it tests against my current, you know, system. Because, remember, I am heavily, like I showed you, I'm heavily, in this game, for example, I'm heavily CPU limited in Destiny, right? So if I can get another 30% out of a CPU, then my frame rate goes even higher. If I can't, then it doesn't matter. So we'll see. We'll see what goes down with that, if you know what I mean. Because that's going to be about 400, 450, maybe 500 pounds for a new CPU. Now I could recoup some of that cost by selling my initial CPU for like 200 or 300. So I won't be paying that, if you know what I mean, because I'll get a lot of that back for selling my current CPU, because people will buy my X3D CPU pretty easily, right? If I knock the price down on it. But we'll see. So while the thing with computer parts is, Mark, I have an existing part that I have, right? And it's not old, and it's really fast, and I can still sell it, right? So while the initial outlay cost sounds high, like, you know, buying a new CPU is like 500. I can sell my existing CPU for like 300 and I'll only pay 200 different having used it for 2 years, you know? Which is not a bad deal when you think about it with computer parts, is it? If you could buy like a brand new computer part, for example, use it for 2 years and only lose £200 worth of its value and then sell it and get the faster one, it's not a bad upgrade, is it? That's generally what I do. I cycle my upgrades on my PC usually, and I don't lose that much money on doing it. I've made money doing it as well. It's just the sad part. I've made profit on literally selling old parts, because my GPU, when the GPU crashed, remember, my 3080 sold for more than I bought it for. So this is why I have a 4080, is because when I sold the 3080, it basically sold for $1,000. And I paid originally 2 years before for it about £700. So I made £300 on it, selling it 2 years later. Actually silly. People are dumb. And that was when the GPU, remember when all the GPUs were being scalped? So I made a fucking ton of money on that, technically. Doesn't always happen, but I'm okay with losing £200 for 2 years worth, like £100 of using the equipment per year, if you know what I mean, Mark. Like using my CPU for 2 years and losing only £200 worth of value off the top of it is pretty good. And remember, it's like some of my parts are like pretty old. Because I don't have to upgrade them really often, I just do sometimes. I think that's all the things I had here. Yeah, that's... So we'll see anyway. There's new CPUs coming out next month, you know, November, obviously, which is very soon. And then we've got new GPUs coming out in January, which is the NVIDIA 50 series cards. So we're going to see a 5080 and a 5090 in January, which is very tempting to look at. Because I can go from a 5080 to a 5090, remember, and get a huge upgrade on bottlenecking my computer. Because I'm bottlenecked on a 4080, so fuck.
Fight continues.
What can you do? Patrols,
Well,
finishes on hive. Power weapons? What have I got on? This'll do. We'll see. We'll see. I like, as it stands, I don't need upgrades on my computer. It's very fast, and will be for the foreseeable future. Remember, on Destiny, I'm running at like fucking. The console runs at 60. I run at 260, give or take. Like, what the fuck? I totally need an upgrade, right? It's not like I'm running like 4 or 5 times the frame rate of a base console. I need finishes on hive, don't I? I need an SMG. It's funny that an SMG is the only way I can do as little enough damage to actually finish at things. It just makes me laugh. I'm getting a bit too far in there. Damn it. Also, damn it. This guy needs to stop targeting the things I'm finishing. Doing it on purpose. There's plenty of shit here to kill that I'm not punching in the face, and now he's fucking supering directly on it now too. I'm gonna be done with this anyway, regardless of what he's doing. I don't know, Mark. The only reason you don't buy a big ass PC yourself is because honestly you'd break it in a week.
I have nothing left to give.
Wouldn't you? You didn't exactly have a good experience with the laptops. I've told you before, you're gonna be able to fix it if it breaks, and they generally break a lot because Microsoft does it a lot with Windows. Windows is the most unstable thing on the fucking planet. If it wasn't for Windows, honestly, PC gaming would be a lot more stable. Like, as in if they didn't keep fucking pushing out patches that broke like 15 things every week. And they do. But you can get around that, you just turn off updates, honestly. The best thing you can do on a gaming computer is probably just turn off updates and update once a month or something. Like, cause otherwise you just end up with fucking a mess. The only reason I update is because I can fix if it breaks my shit anyway. And it breaks my shit a lot. Like, there isn't a day when I turn on and I'm like, what's broken today? And that's not a strike against... Yeah, you just... For example, if Windows crashed and you couldn't recover it, that's you're going to have to take it down to a computer shop to get it fixed, probably. That's just not worth it for you. Right? And all that is reloading an operating system or something, but it's a pain in the ass to do if you don't know what you're doing, right? The other part is when you're running really high performance parts, right? Like really high performance parts, they run a bit more on the ragged edge than like mid-range parts. So like if you look, I have some overclocks on some of my system stuff. If they overheat or break because I'm not paying attention, it could be bad. This is one of the reasons like I have the frame rate counter on, right? To tell me if something's wrong with the computer. To go look, right? It actually does serve a purpose other than bigger number look better, right? So if that number, and you've seen me do it before where I've noticed the number is not performing as well as it should have been, I'm like, okay, what's wrong with my computer today, right? Now it's fine at the moment. This is actually pretty high. This is on the high side of where my frame rate usually is, right? Because I'm in PvE, remember, right? I'm not in Crucible. I'm running around in PvE with really high frame rates, right? So like fuck it, right? And I'm not at 1080p either. I'm at 1440p, remember, which is 25% more. So PlayStation be damned, I guess. Because PC doesn't have dynamic res, by the way, as well. You don't, in Destiny, you don't get the dynamic res scaler to alter the frame rate based on a frame rate target on PC, well, mostly because you don't need it. So I can't even do what the, what the PCs do dynamic 4K. I can't do that. I can just do 4K, or I can do 1440, or I can do 1080. That's it. But who cares? 300 FPS, let's go. Close, anyway. I'm nearly done with the bounties here on the Warlock now. I'll do a couple more, and then we'll call it enough till Tuesday on the Warlock too. I'll bring it to within like a couple of where I need to be. Because remember, we do have Halloween on Tuesday too, don't we? So I don't know what you want to do about that. I don't know if you want to go to town on it, which means I don't get sleep, or you wanna just ignore it for a while. It's up to you. But you'll let me know eventually, I think. Well, here's the thing, right, Mark? The amount we play on the event anyway, or the game in general, if I didn't go to town on it, and we just let it play for 2 weeks, you'd have the emblems within those 2 weeks anyway. If the event's up for 2 weeks. You don't have to go full 24 hours on its ass like you do sometimes just to get them. Do you know what I'm saying? You just wouldn't have it immediately, but you'd still get them because you'd still play enough to do it, right? I mean, it's up to you. If you want to, okay, if you want to go full ham on its ass, we can. I'm just telling you. This is my honest opinion. And I regularly tell you stuff like this, like, you'll get it anyway. And you're like, no, go do it now. I'm like, okay, whatever. Shit. No, don't TPB. No. Okay, I got away from it. Holy fuck. The noise was it was going to TP me away, and I didn't want to be, because I want to go get the cache code for this. I want to go kill the boss. Like, generally, a lot of these events I can do in, like, 24 hours. Within 24 hours, I can finish the entire event, usually, right? Depending on how much crap they put in it. And I generally do. Even when we start late, remember? I'll still finish it by the next morning, usually. The servers weren't working or some shit. Or you wanted to play, I think. That's why. Oh, you might get your 2 hours of gambling now, Mark, because I might be done with this by fucking midday anyway, and then we'll do the 2 hours of gambit, I think, until 2. You pretty fucking do that. Oh god, maybe I should go slow. Because I'm going to be done with putting Warlock bounties here and a couple more bounties, and then I'm just going to do the Titans, the same, that I've got to do, and then I'm going to be done. As in, putting bounties here until Tuesday. So I don't know what you want to do. If you want me to just call it, or you want me to go sit there and look bored in Gambit for 10 minutes. 2 hours.
I thought you might like that one.
Defender of the Well. Do I have to actually kill things at the Blind Well? If that's the case, I'm not doing that bounty. I don't want to do that one either. We'll get a bounty from somewhere else. These bounties are dumb. If I'm not going to the Blind Well, there's no point having it. I don't want to go in there just to fucking run around. We'll just do the Bay of Drowned Wishes one, which is this lost sector here, and then move on to the next area and get another bounty from somewhere else. And it's not because I'm lazy, it's because literally it would take longer than me just going to another area and getting another bounty and shooting 5 enemies. Because when it tells me to do specific stuff, sometimes when we're not doing it, there's no point. So it's up to you, anyway. Just, you'll have to let me know before Tuesday what you want to do. If you're going to be on at resets, or you want me to just go ham or something for a while. Even then, I can still be on later as well. Because generally I'm just going overnight anyway. Just don't expect me on the next day if that's the case. I'll be dead. I mean, that makes sense though. If I'm going overnight, I won't be on during the day the next day because I'll have to sleep. So I just hope they make the fucking what's it called? The ornaments a lot easier to get your hands on than they did last time. The Black Shadow actually was pretty cool, it's just we couldn't get enough of it. To put it on everything. Let's hope they make that, you know, the ornament for it a lot better. I'm gonna collect this and we're heading out of here. What do you think? Like, they really, really didn't make it easy to get a lot of them. At all. I was kind of annoyed myself when trying to get the black, you know, the black thing, because it's a better black than the super black. It's a really cool black on the weapons, remember? It goes like that leather dark black. Like the shiny, like sort of cracked color. Solar. Void. Grenade launchers. Yeah, good enough. Is that enough bounties? Yeah, that's enough-ish. Maybe. 8, 9, 10, 11. Maybe one more. We'll take it to 58. Let's go over here. I need a GL. Will do. And remember as well, next week, Mark, it's rep in Vanguard and GM. Or 1 GM is up. but it means we can get some resets in on that and try and get a decent GL as well on the Wicked system maybe whatever else is dropping from the GM. I don't know what weapon there is. The other thing is a lot of stuff is going to be dropping too. What the fuck is going on here? As in is this the boss? I don't kind of want the boss. I really don't want the boss. Where are the ads? Nothing alive here. Ads! I want the ads more than I want him. Just getting in my way. Yeah, I killed it for you. Happy? You can't aim. No chest. It's because you haven't killed the other thing. Ah, shit. It's these things. Really don't want to kill this guy. I also kind of don't want to kill those guys. Oh my god, that's a lot of wyverns. Holy shit. Really not doing anything, he's just kind of standing there, so I'm just gonna take the crystal. Last one? Oh, it's right under him. Oh shit. Not good. I need a void weapon, I think. Oh, it is void. Shit. I need a graviton lance. I think. What is this? Void? How did I not kill anything with a grenade launcher? It makes like no sense. This is not doing this. Wait, why does health bar do that? Huh? He was shooting to the right of me. Wasn't hitting me. Let me shoot them. Holy shit. I hate when it does that, when the stupid wings of the goddamn wyvern get in the fucking way. This guy's really confused. He's shooting the boss. I don't know if you've seen this. Guy has no idea what's going on. Why is there a wyvern behind me? Like, why? Why did that do so much damage to me? Holy fuck. Watch the health bar on this thing. It just like kind of stops and then just suddenly goes down. The health bars are really bugging me. Shit. Hi, boss. The wyvern behind me. Look, watch. Okay, well, that's gonna hurt. Hey, this guy is like lost. I need this to die so I can go find some ads, honestly. Look, this guy can just fuck off.
Great job, Guardian. With the disruptor gone and Nezarec out of the picture, maybe the citizens can finally get some peace and quiet.
Here, I can't even open it anyway. Wait, can I just do kills anywhere? Does it have to be here? No. We're just gonna go here and do it. I need like one more bounty on the Warlock, I think, and then we'll switch over. Maybe I won't finish up before, because these bounties are taking slightly longer. I mean, it's up to you, Mark. What do you want me to do when I finish these bounties? Shall I just call it, or shall I start doing some of the 2 hours that I owe you? What do you want me to do? I mean, it doesn't matter to me, it just means I get mad at Gambit. Or something. Not exactly the best week to be playing Gambit though, I'll be honest. What is wrong with the health bars in this area? It's going up now. Let's have a look. Okay, it's gone up substantially since I actually found things to shoot. There we go. Alright, we need a bounty or two, I think. I think 58 is enough space for the weeklies. What else is here? Waves and Onslaught. Go do the Onslaught, Mark. Fetch! Get that epic in there. Sounds like an abysmal time all around, doesn't it? Dum da dum. What do we got? Defeat Fallen on Europa. Pulse rifle in Lost Sectors. Let's do pulse rifle in Lost Sectors. Honestly, I have one on. Let's go do a Lost Sector. Actually, is it crits? I probably should have rethought that. It is crits. I'm using a Graviton Lance. Nope. I'll just get the Fallen one. I just realized that when I kill one thing with the Graviton, it's going to take everything out and not let me get the crits. I was like, okay, no. Yeah, we just do the Fallen one. We'll go over here to the Fallen Lost Sector. Yeah, it was a super bad idea. I have Graviton Lance on. Yeah, let's go do crits. Wait a second. I'm gonna get exactly 0 crit. Well, I'm gonna get like 1 crit and 4 kills. Lost Sector time. So funny, you can see how much of Destiny when you go into a Lost Sector is like network overhead, like on the CPU. Because the frame rate spikes ridiculously when you leave the outside area and go inside. Because there's less players running around. Yeah, this isn't going to be done quick or anything. Yeah, chose the right one. Alright, 58 to 63. It's good enough. Next! I probably should go to the tower and get some of these. These probably would have been quicker to do. Yeah, this is the last character I need to get this like 58, and then they're all waiting for Tuesday Mark to go put the others there. I know it's Halloween on Tuesday too, but it's not gonna be whatever. I'm not that worried. Like I've said this before, you should only be worried if I say I am worried about something. I'm gonna be done here soon, Mark. With this. Like, what do you want me to do till 2? Like, within the next, like, 20 minutes, I'm gonna be done with the bounties here. You always just call it until tomorrow and we'll do Silent Hill tomorrow, or... I'm being serious, by the way. Within, like, the next 20-25 minutes, I'm gonna be done. What is flashing here? I only have to put like a couple of bounties here. It just depends how long it takes me to do this sort of thing. And I didn't go and get these bounties before, and I probably should have. These are relatively easy to do while I'm doing other stuff too. Solar weaponry, nice. Not that it matters where I get the bounties, you know. But I'm putting each character to 58 mark, okay? Which is like, I'm leaving like 5 spots-ish for the weeklies. It's probably a few too less. It should be fine. I haven't counted it exactly. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. I'm probably right. Honestly, I remember 5 slots being enough. This is like a subconscious thing, where I remember from previous times. I'm gonna need to do arc kills here, probably.
What's the word?
What is it? It's enemies, fallen, and arc, and I don't do the grenade. Pick it! Oh, I click that.
Be careful out there.
They're heading to another site.
There we go.
See you soon.
Even though I need solo kills and shotgun kills, and yeah, we're just gonna kill some fallen. I know there's an event out there, I just can't be asked. We're just gonna go in here and do it still. I don't like fighting people for kills when I'm doing bounties, it just annoys me. So lost sectors are the best thing for it. Although I wish I could turn off, you know, the ability to matchmake at will. I mean, you can do it on Xbox technically, you know, with a bug, and you can do it on PlayStation by changing the time. I just wish you could just, it was a toggle in the game, you know, like turn all matchmaking off so you can be in places by yourself if you want. Would be nice. I think it generally would be a good option to have. So when you're trying to do those stupid, you know, patrols or whatever, or like when you're trying to do those stupid bounty kills or like things in strikes, you can just turn the matchmaking off. Because generally, players just make it harder to do shit, you know? What are you doing at 2 anyway, Mark?
Glimmer mining.
Shut them down.
It's not even worth doing trials if you're trying to get weapons, like based on the what's-her-name, you know. It'd be better to do trials another week when they fix the matchmaking and the hand cannon comes around. Sorry, fix the weapon random rolls and matchmaking comes around again for it. But well, you do you. I don't care. It just means that some of the rolls are really hard to get because of it. Also, the engrams are broken in Trials too. Like, Trials is just fucked in general, I don't know why. Like, it's really not worth doing Trials at the moment. Just because of those things, you know? With the engrams being broken, and also the weapon distribution being fucked, not worth doing a lot of things. Because Trials engrams don't drop, by the way. At all. I did. I think I said the masterwork maybe. The masterwork is fine, honestly. The masterwork's probably the lowest, smallest possible thing you can want on it anyway. But my point is that Trials is in a shit spot and the loot you get from it at the moment is reduced because they fucked it as well. So I wouldn't spend too much time doing Trials, Mark. Honestly. With all the broken shit that's going on. It's just, it's not good. They've fucked up too much. The only reason I'm saying it's partially worth doing Gambit, for example, is because you can load multiple perks in if you reset Gambit. Which seems to fix the distribution system. So that's the only reason I was even entertaining the idea of doing Gambit. I still think it's a bad idea to do Gambit though. And the reason being is because it's not double Gambit at the moment. So you have to play even more fucking Gambit to get shit. It's not worth it. See if there's any bounties I can do here at the same time too. I'll give you an overview of what it's not worth farming at the moment. Like I said, Dungeon weapons, they're not worth farming at the moment because of the distribution system. Trials weapons, probably not worth farming. Trials itself, probably not worth farming because the engrams don't work either. And I don't know if it affects the farming drops so when you are flawless and continue playing, because I stopped playing after I got flawless, right? Chances are they're probably broken too. So still not worth playing. What else? Unless you've reset in a rank in something, not worth farming for items. What else isn't worth it? There's a lot of stuff that's just not worth doing at the moment. And cannon, yeah, I'll take that. And you know when I say this, by the way, when I tell you something's not worth farming, and I generally will tell you when something is, I'm telling you the truth, right? I'm not just fucking around. Like, when they break something and it's something dumb like this, it's usually not worth doing shit. Until they fix it. Can we get a shotgun, maybe? And a bow? Maybe a solar bow would be nice. Where is... Oh, you've got this, haven't you? This'll do. But you did get a decent bygones. I will say this: the bygones you got is actually pretty decent, right? No bounties here for me. I'm sad.
Always glad to hear news from the city if you've got any.
I guess we'll go somewhere else. I don't know if you like that bygones or not, but it's pretty okay. Like this one? This is actually a pretty decent roll. Especially for like GMs and things, right? Tremors is really strong, and the ability to pick up shit with tremors far away from you is really cool. So you kill a bunch of things around a powerful enemy and set up tremors, it just picks up everything. So I think that's fine.
I can smell the hatred of the
Stop
hive.
beeping phone. I don't know what the fuck it's doing. Complete patrols is fine. Finishes on hive. Power weapons. We got some hand cannon shit, some finisher shit. Need to do some of these things. Let's see if we can get some bow kills here, because there's a lot of stuff here. I can get a patrol going while I'm doing it too, it'll be nice. Oh no. I get the feeling we're probably going to be farming some weapons next week anyway, because I've heard that some of the Halloween weapons have got some reprised perks on them, and they might be worth a look, right? So we might be farming some shit then anyway. I want Iron Banner too. I don't think it's Iron Banner next week, but I really want it because I want that sidearm. You don't hear me saying I want a lot of things. I want that sidearm. I want my Chill Clip rocket sidearm. I think that'd be really nice to have for the stasis season. Bow coloration to end soon. Go. I think you want a stasis rocket sidearm too, Mark. Probably for your hunter, honestly. I just want one because Chill Clip's a really good perk for champions too. Like, Chill Clip is one of the best perks for champions actually because it deals with unstops and overloads. Why is it suddenly dropping my things when it wasn't before? Oh, there's the shotgun calibration done. What else do I need to do? I think I need heavy, don't I? What is this? This Dragon's Breath? Oh god. You count as heavy weapon kills? We're about to find out. Problem is, am I getting the kills or is somebody taking them? Oh, I got it. Okay. I need finishers, some hand cannon kills. Let's do some patrols. I'll do some patrols while they fuck with that. I'll get a hand cannon out after that. Where's Toland? Yeah, he is. Ooh, another go-to. That's the patrols done. I have a hand cannon.
I have decided to impart upon
You got, this is your 4 times. No, it's not your 4 times. You have a 4 times Vorpal one somewhere, which is the other good roll for PvE for the Lucky Pants Hunter roll. Which is why I said keep a hold of that one too. Honestly, I don't actually think this hand cannon is that all that anyway. I don't know. I might be wrong. I don't like these things that much. You know, the 2 bursts? Not the biggest fan. They're mostly just abused in like the glitch method for the Lucky Pants because it does, you know, a ton of damage with it. That's about it. Usually why I don't like them that much as well, because in general, like a Fatebringer's better here, technically. Or even like, you know, your other Arc Hand Cannon, the one from the last Wish raid, the Dragonfly Vulture, is a better Vulture hand cannon than this. I'm not that fussed on this thing. Also, it looks terrible. It's that fallen hand cannon I don't like the model from with the curved fucking grip. Maybe I just hate this thing because of it. Could be why. Something about this hand cannons that just doesn't feel very good. God damn it, give us the fucking perk. So, is this active? I don't think it is. Oops. finishers. I need to put on something. That broke my ability to move the cursor there for a second. That was annoying. Getting hit by a lot of shit. Why do I have an idiot standing there? I want some healing, I'm really not getting any. Trying to get some kills and streaks or something. Honestly, I'd be better off just putting on like a graviton lens or something. Well, that's going to time out now. How is this not done yet? Holy shit, how many kills do you need? I'm even fucking joking. I don't need to be here anymore anyway as well. I don't know, Mark. I don't know what you want to do. Like, as in general, like when it comes to next week. What was flashing? Oh, it was the trials thing. I clicked it already, didn't I? You can't get this yet because you don't have enough seasonal challenges. Anyway. There's not enough seasonal challenges for like 3 weeks to do that. Unless they give us like 7 in a single week again. They might, because it's the Halloween week coming up, so maybe there'll be like 7 or 8 challenges, hopefully. We'll see! Wouldn't you like to say, fuck you, a lot recently? I hate this. Oh, it's working now. I hate when it breaks. Fallen, cash codes, solo kills. Well, there goes Graviton Lance.
Good luck.
Oh, what I was talking about the bug, by the way, when I said it was patched the labyrinth. In Silent Hill, we were up to the labyrinth section, right? And it looks like they patched and made a lot of major bugs there that were breaking the game, apparently, and making it so you couldn't progress, which is probably lucky we stopped there. Because apparently there was some really, game-ending bugs. You know what I'm saying? Where if you saved, you got stuck. So hopefully we're not. Being serious, by the way, there was some really bad bugs there apparently that they didn't test. And knowing my luck, I'll have ran into all of them. Actually, no, I usually have a habit of not breaking the game in the way it's intended. I usually break it in like 15 ways, not the way that people find other things that are broken, so you know. No way those solo kills and those fallen kills aren't done yet. Oh, it's just the cash codes. Okay. What do we got? 56. So I need 2 more bounties. After this one. I might as well just warp here, because I don't need any more fallen kills, and just do this little sector real quick. A ton of exotic engrams in there, by the way. Still. Dum dum dum. I am very close to done now. Like really, really close. Like 2 bounties away once I've done this one from another area close. I just need 2 decent bounties that I can just run through. Done. Smack. Where are we? Nessus? Dreaming City's only going to give me 1 bounty, but I'll do it because it's fast, I think. Oh, I need more than 2 actually, because this took up space. No, I don't know if I counted this or not, but I can't get rid of it anyway. Fucking Passage of Mercy.
Glad to see you're still in the fight.
Let's see, what have you got? Public events. Oh, it literally is just the Lost Sector one here, isn't it? Yeah.
Power always tempts the ambition.
Lost in the Mist. Should probably just go to the Throne World. Get the 2 easy bounties from there. They're always quicker than the Neomuna or the ones on fucking Europa. I don't know why I bother with that. When I need very few bounties, I should just go to the Throne World. Because that's when Bungie actually made bounties that weren't shit. For some reason. Everything about the Witch Queen expansion was actually really good. I got a bit more reach with it. Also, it mass kills things. Way through the door. Really? Did I like miss one? I'm gonna say there's no way you didn't die. Like zero chance. Da 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 da. Ooh. SKT versus Gen G is on in the League of Legends shit. Ooh, who's winning? Nobody, because it's not on yet. Starts in 8 minutes.
Ghost ears keeping you in good
Alright, 2 bounties. What can I do? So, that. Stuck on shit. I don't know why I do that. I can literally just drop down to where it isn't every time I come over to the side. It's such a habit. I don't know why I do it. Alright. There we go. I accounted for the fact that there's a trials thing that's going to disappear on this one and took it to 59. Fuck you! Good enough. Good enough, my ass. Alright, what do I do now? You reckon Silent Hill tomorrow? Got less than an hour and a half till 2. Alright, Mark.